East Africa Re is a regional reinsurer. East Africa Re was the first private reinsurance company in East and Central Africa region. It was started in 1995, and it was started by insurance companies. Some of the large insurance companies in Kenya came together and decided to form their own reinsurance company. The idea was to build local capacity that was private sector driven. We had other reinsurance companies, the Kenya Re's, Africa Re's, ZEP Re's, but they were all either government or intergovernmental institutions. So the insurance companies in Kenya felt that it was necessary to start a private reinsurer with a private sector approach to business. So that was the essence of how it was started. And we have been in business for the last now 23 years. We've grown from strength to strength, and today we are one of the biggest regional reinsurers in the region. Some of the investors include ICA Insurance Company, Ken India, General Accident, APA, Pano Insurance, Sanlam through Gateway. We also have a significant shareholding from GIC, which is the General Insurance Corporation of India. Essentially, it was a stage in development of business. Before that, reinsurance was exclusively for international players like the Munich Re, the Swiss Re. But as the business grows in any sector, people tend to kind of grow the sector. Forward integration is not necessarily uncommon. But also what was happening at the stage is some of the international reinsurers were pulling out of the markets, citing tough economic conditions or devaluation of currencies. So the local market felt that they would be exposed in the event that international players felt that the markets were not attractive and they just left. We had a good year. We met our budgets. We were profitable. Our profit before tax were roughly 628 million, which was very impressive compared to, in view of the prevailing circumstances. Yeah, so we cannot complain much. I think what drove those results really were first, our prudent underwriting. We actually declined in terms of top line because we made conscious decisions to forgo some of the profits, some of the classes that were not making profit for us. So that paid off. As much as it was painful to lose some business, so the top line did not decline actually on the general business. But in terms of profitability, technical results were better off. We've also diversified our reach. Today we do business in over 22 countries. So we saw that in some regions, some countries had tough years, but others compensated with better years, better results. I think Kenya remains the mainstay of the insurance industry in the East and Central African region, excluding South Africa and Mauritius, obviously. So there are other markets that are coming up. They have their unique challenges. Ethiopia is a very good market. It's big, it's profitable, but it has challenges of remittance. So we do business there, but when it comes to remittance, it's a challenge. Zambia is also a big market, good market. The problem they faced last year was devaluation of the currency. So as much as we grew and we had good results in kwacha terms, when you convert to our accounting currency, Kenya shillings, the results don't seem to be that impressive, but it's a good market. We have pockets of excellence here and there. I think for a long time, Mozambique was doing well, but they've been hit recently by economic downturn. Angola was also good. Again, because of oil, the situation with the oil prices, we're having challenges getting money out of that economy. The insurance industry is facing challenges, in particular those loss-making classes, medical, motor private. The other challenge is underpricing and price competition among the players. The fact that also that the economy is also not doing well, the investment income is not that big. So that is creating challenges for local local players. However, having said that, I think there are still opportunities because even if you look at the market, there are still pockets of excellence. Some companies have done very well.
Yes, even on the loss-making portfolios.
Yes, which means at the end of the day, each company can come up with its own unique or niche market or unique way of doing things and be profitable. I think all size fits all is no longer the way to go. People have to be innovative and find ways of underwriting even those loss-making classes. You can turn them around if you have the right systems and skills in place. Unfortunately, it's a bit lacking, but I think more to me the issue is the distribution. At the end of the day, insurance is insurance. There is a claim, is it payable or not? Where really innovation can come in is how do you distribute the product. That's what is different. That's where the difference can come in. And that is what really is lacking. We've relied the old traditional model of using brokers, agents, salespeople, and that's where the problem comes. For one, it's a very expensive model, it's inefficient, and the underwriters have no control as well. You have other issues like of integrity issues, mis-selling, all those factors come into play. So I think they need to innovate and come up with different ways of distributing products. Could be through electronic channels, could be through mobile technology and all that. I think, to start with, it's not life alone. It's both life and general. In my view, the real reason why most of them are coming is they're looking for new markets. If you look at the world economy, virtually there is no growth in most of the developed markets. You go to South Africa, it's not growing, even in African context. It's actually on recession. You go to Europe, it's not growing. So what most of these companies are seeing, they're saying they have to look for an alternative market. Asia for a long time was growing very fast, but not anymore. It's slowing down. Africa is being seen as the next frontier for growth. And that's why most people are coming in and positioning themselves for the takeover of Africa. I think the kind of growth we have seen in most African countries, economic growth, by and large, is very impressive compared to what you are seeing elsewhere. The other issue is, the growth of the middle class in places like Kenya. It is expected to stir up more growth and developments in the insurance industry. And one also cannot forget the overcapacity, more or less, in international markets. The interest rates are very low worldwide, historically very low, which means investment options are very few in all over the world. So that has steered more investments in the things like insurance. We will continue serving our markets. I will continue being a niche player. Our value proposition really to our clients is the service we give them and the personal attention that we're able to give them. I think that is really what makes most clients come to us. It's a very tailor-made, personalized service that we give them. That is important for us, and we must continue doing that for us to survive. We'll not be the mass market player. We have been growing our market share. We will continue growing. We don't anticipate a radical shift to an extent where we are top leader in the market. I think ours remains the niche player. So, focusing on growth, but profitable growth. Our shareholders are very clear that they are more keen on profitable growth. Like any player, we are interested in growing our market share. And we've progressively grown it over the years. But it has to be profitable and it has to be sustainable. There are a number in the market, and we expect more to keep coming. We understand there are more coming, but and we are not necessarily worried of that. To us, what is key is if we have a level playing field, we are happy to compete with them. The biggest challenge we have in this market on the reinsurance is lack of a level playing field. We have people like Kenya Re who get compulsory sessions.
Yes,
by law. Africa Re, ZEPRI. By law, it's really not equitable. ZEPRI gets 10%, Africa Re gets 5%. In addition, people like ZEPRI, Africa don't pay taxes. We pay taxes. So we find that is really not a fair, a level playing field. It's very, very skewed. The other problem that we have in the reinsurance industry is it's almost free for all. Reinsurance, anybody can come here. Briefcase operator can come, write business and go away. We have players. The biggest reinsurer here is probably Swiss Re. They don't have a local office. They don't invest anything here. They take all the premiums and disappear. Yeah. In our case, we are locally incorporated. We pay taxes here. We employ locals. So we find that kind of situation very, very unfair. The other challenge is we also find that some countries have locked us out. A good example is Nigeria, Ghana. They domesticate their market. They say, okay, you have to come and incorporate a company here if you want to do business. But in our case, you don't have to be locally incorporated. So we feel that the regulations here really are not favorable. Yes. People like Munich Re, they only have a liaison office. Again, they don't have to do any accounting here. They don't have to invest here. So that's where the challenge is. I really don't understand. For instance, Kenya Re, the compulsory session should have completely gone away a long time ago. And I think there was when East Africa Re actually started, there was a commitment by the government to phase this compulsory session out within a period of 5 years. It's 20 years down the line, nothing happened. In fact, they are increased. And also more important is to note that Kenya Re is not a government, fully owned. It's listed, it's owned by individuals. Yes. So even from a constitutional point of view, how do you give a private company compulsory business? Yeah? It doesn't, who guarantees that? The government cannot guarantee private business. The government only owns 60% of Kenya Re. How do you guarantee, who guarantees the rest, force people to? It's not viable.